Hello there, and welcome back to Midlife Rises. I do hope that it's just the offspring of what just happened and that rain is not falling again. We just had a gush. There was a video done and it was not sent out, and I didn't even realize. It's been crazy. It's July the 4th weekend again. It seems to me like it was just 2 weeks ago that I did that video. And now here we are again with that holiday. This is crazy the way time is flying. Before I begin, I want to take time to thank all of my subscribers for the support. I want to thank all of the ones that offered us support also on the website. And I'm happy to say that we did get one article completed, which I'll be putting on today or tomorrow. So Midlife Rises will have a new article. It was done on self-love because I really feel that it's key right now. We are working presently on the ebook. So we're chipping away at this thing slowly but sure. I'm going to redo the piece that I didn't put out, that should have gone out. And that was done on living in the present moment, so don't go away. So living in the present, and I'm feeling these drops again. I feel like the rain wants to come down and I didn't bring the umbrella. But living in the present moment, it's easier said than done. With all that we've gone through getting up to this moment, midlife, we've collected a lot of experiences and a lot of it were negative. So it all depends on your perception of what happened and exactly how you want to, go forward after that. Whether or not you want to wallow in what happened or to try and make a difference, and to understand that the past, it's already gone. The future, it's not here yet. So all we've got in our hands really is the present. It is referred to as a present because that is exactly what it is. And I'm guilty of this as well in trying to get ahead of myself. All of these things contribute to our anxiety, depression, and so on. When I decide to cover something is because I've come to terms with what is going on with it and how it can really turn around and hurt us. I have a lot that happens to me, and a lot of it I myself, I induce. It's like I said a few times, it's to try and have the experience, because without these experiences, we have no testimony. And this is what builds our wisdom. It's just that some of us take a turn for the worse because our private talk show winds up being in the negative. How do you take negative things and turn it into a positive? It's a mindset, and it is a choice. And that's something that I point out a few times, that we do have choices on things that happen to us. We can either look at the glass half full or half empty. I myself choose to look at it half full. I get annoyed when it does happen. But then I do sit back, if it's not the day or the next day, I do sit back and try to question, why did this happen? What did I do? How should I look at it? What exactly does it mean? It's important to question things. And I try to not guess what another person is feeling, because we all approach our experiences differently. A lot of times it's more intense for one person than it is to the other. But we are all dealing with something. We all have our crosses to bear, and it's important to understand that when your time comes around, what exactly should you do about it? Because nothing stays the same. Everything comes in seasons. Like right now, we are fully in the summer weather. It was so muggy outside you couldn't even breathe. I love that kind of weather, by the way. A pouring rain came down and it kind of cooled things down. But in the next 2-3 months, we're going to be in the fall, and this attire is not going to be appropriate. So you've got to be able to prepare yourself for the different seasons. And again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's easy. It's not. And I get annoyed a lot of times, but it's important to understand that you're not in control of anything. You can do what you can, but realize that when you are trying and you're not able to handle all that's going on, it's a message to step back and leave it to the divine. I don't know what your beliefs are, but you have to understand that None of this is fully in your control. Do what you can, but understand when it's out of control, you've got to step back. You've got to have that faith. You have got to have that faith. And we said that faith is believing in something you're not seeing, and I'm not kidding. I mean, it has to be there. There's just no way around it, especially in these times. You have to understand when the storm hits that you've got to find that place just below, because again, it is not in your control, not fully. So you've got to know, you've got to decipher when it's time to give in and just leave it to the master of the universe. You have to be able to do that, because if you try to go against the waves when it's really coming, you will hurt yourself. It's a losing battle. You've got to know when it's time to, to give in. There's so much that goes on, but there are little pieces of sunshine as well. So try to change your mindset. Do not try to go back. I'm not saying don't look back at the past, because you've got to be able to look at what took place and try to figure out what happened so you'll know to not make the same mistake. But not to dwell on it where you're living there. You've got to be strategic with it, because when you get into being like bitter, angry, and lashing out, vindictiveness, and all the other things, all of these negative emotions, when you get involved in that, in my opinion, you're opening yourself up to something different, something dark. And you can never really flourish and be happy within yourself when that is taking place. So just try to find the light inside by living in the present moment and have the gratitude for what is actually taking place right now. That is what you have in your hand. That is your present. Try to see the good in what is taking place and look at the positives. I mean, skim through what took place in the negative, but not to dwell on it. Try and understand why something happened and then learn from it. But also try to stay in high spirits, because that's when things can work itself out. If you are angry, bitter, and trying to lash out, vindictiveness, and all the other craziness, all of that stuff is going to do you absolutely no good in the long run. You want to have that fruit of the Spirit. Try to have a life of gratitude and understand that whatever is taking place in your personal life, in your partnership, in your marriage, in your home with your adult children, understand what's taking place, try to reason with it, and then step back and leave it to the one who is able to take care of it, because he who sees all and knows all will know exactly what to do. Thanks again for all of your support. Do go on to the website and offer us whatever support you can. We will be putting on that new article on self-love, and we're going to try to complete the ebook on self-love, and if you can support us with that too, that'll be great. Have yourself a happy and safe July the 4th, and we will see you next time. Okay? You take care now.